How many are new? Anyone new? Oh, Steve. All right. And Rebecca. Well, welcome. I was a teacher for 18 years. I am now a principal. And I love technology. It's kind of disgustingly a passion of mine. I will probably overwhelm you two especially. The rest of you, I might overwhelm a little bit, not much. I'm going to throw so much at you that you're going to be like, oh, my head's spinning. Every single thing that I talk about, and then some, is all housed on that wiki space for you. Everything and anything. So you can come back to as long as you know that one. So I would bookmark it on your iPad or whatever. As long as you know this one, everything that we talk about you can use. All right, so how many of you use Twitter? High five. This is the most people that I've had in a group. Here's a fake high five and a fake high five. Okay, if you're not on Twitter, get on Twitter. Why? Because I just want to follow Kim Kardashian and find out when the next princess is born? No, it is where I find the most professional development 24/7 in only 140 characters for free all the time. I am not lying when I say that 90 to 95% of what I find or what I'm presenting here is what I get from Twitter, okay? You do not have to ever put a tweet out yourself. You can retweet what other people have said, or you can just stalk, and they'll never know. Okay, unlike LinkedIn, where if you click on someone's photo profile, they get a notification. You're like, oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. Twitter is completely anonymous. Over on the board, that is my Twitter account, Casey Testerman. But if you have already gone to my website, may I use this hand?
Sure.
If you go to the website, you should have something that looks like this, if you're in the right spot. For the newbies, every session I've ever presented is on the left-hand column of this website. So you can go back and look at anything in the past. But there is one right here that says 2015. That's what you want to click on today, because that's the year we're in now, in case you've been drinking too much already. All right, so this is, did you say yes?
Me?
Oh.
So don't judge me.
This is a no judgment zone. No judgment unless you don't bring your technology. Then there's judging. All kinds of judging up and down. So this right here, everything that I show you, this entire presentation, my Twitter account, if you wanted to check out Twitter, just click this little button here with my face on it, and it will open up and take you right to my Twitter account. Okay? Everything and anything, we're going to put on here. Okay? So all you have to know is this website to get all the information. If you're going to tweet today, which I would love for you to tweet today, use the hashtag PA3MST. No one owns it but us. I checked, I went out and did some reconnaissance on Twitter to see what hashtag could we use that would start with us. PA3, that's the name of the grant. And then MST, Math, Science, Technology. Wow, that's cool, huh? Aren't you impressed? No, okay. So hashtag allows you to filter. I'm not kidding when I say if you are looking for anything whatsoever, you can find it on Twitter. All you have to do is in the search field, maybe you're looking for special ed apps. Hashtag SPECED, they don't do SPED, they do Spesh Ed apps. And you can find anyone in the world who's talking about them at any time, now, in the past, whatever. Everything that you need to find professionally is on there. It is a matter of who you follow. So yes, there's a lot of crap out there that you don't need, that is not going to help you in your professional life, but it's about who you follow. So I started by just stalking people and following certain people that I knew were presenting at conferences or whatever. And then I started tweeting myself. I think I'm up to somewhere over 7,000 tweets or something like that, I don't know. And I take notes on Twitter because, may I also pick on you again?
Yeah.
Here is Anne's huge binder, right? A huge book. Where's this gonna go when you're finished here?
On the shelf.
On a shelf. How often will you open this?
Not often.
Yeah, never. So basically, every conference I've ever attended now, I use their hashtag. So I was just at ISTE, hashtag ISTE 2015. If I go back and hashtag that, search the hashtag, I can find not only all the tweets I put on there note-wise, but I can find all the tweets anyone else has put on there. And people tell me everything and anything about the technology that I need about the hashtag. So if you're tweeting, use the hashtag PA3MST. I think Pete, you guys know Pete Altman? He's from Coatesville. I also taught at Coatesville. He tweeted the first tweet and it was like, wow, Casey, the cafeteria is really awesome. Great, okay? Not what I'm talking about with tweeting, but if that's how I get you started, that's fine too. So you wanna just use this as your note-taking? Go for it. You will be able to find it later because we all know Anne's book is gonna go on the shelf or in the trash, right? Okay, so that's my rant about Twitter. How many of you signed up for a Twitter account while I talked? None?
I have one. I just never use it.
All right.
And I follow you, but I never found
All right, so use it.
Everything on my Twitter feed is yours right now.
Score. And it's probably all PA3 MST right now, right?
But what?
No, there's not a lot. Well, there's a couple hashtags. Yeah.
Okay.
Where do you put that? Like, do I do search Twitter hashtag? Whatever?
Hashtag PA3MST. Mm-hmm. Or you can hashtag STEM. Or you're looking for whatever it is you teach. Well, you guys are high school, right?
Yeah.
What do you teach?
Math, geometry.
Okay, so hashtag geometry or geo apps or math apps or whatever you're looking for, someone is already talking about it, okay? All right, ladies who came in, if you just head to that website, kctestandtech.wikispaces.com, everything you need is on there, okay? All right, we're all good? Everybody there? You guys are? All right, so this is an eMaze. How many of you have ever used eMaze? Great, I'm effective. How many of you use PowerPoint? Okay, how many of you have upgraded and gone to Google Slides? Oh, we have one. How many of you have upgraded and gone to Prezi? Oh. And how many of you have upgraded and gone to eMaze? Because eMaze is like PowerPoint on steroids, okay? Everything that you can, and here's the thing. If I asked you right now, I always say your name wrong, Ephraim. If I were to ask you right now, tell me one of your best PowerPoints you've made. Tell me the title of it. Do you know one? Do you made?
No idea. I haven't made a PowerPoint in years.
Oh, okay, so you're not my perfect. Who made a PowerPoint last year?
I use the Active Inspire software. It's
I use-
kind of like a slideshow.
Right, okay.
It's for Active Inspire.
Great, so give me a topic you taught.
Congruent triangles.
Could you get that up on your device for me right now?
Does iMovie count?
No, does not.
Because it's like slides, it's just true.
Does not, because that's upgrading. You're upgrading. So can you get that for me right now?
No.
If you put it on Google Slides, could you get it for me right now? Yes, because it's on the web. It's an active device. It's an active website where you have all the information that you need from any device. So I could use her device. I could use this device. I don't bring anything with me. I don't bring jump drives. I don't have hard drives. I don't bring any of that stuff with me. I brought my computer just in case I couldn't log into this computer. But do I really need my computer for any of this? No, it's all web-based or it's on Google.
Well, can you take something like Active Inspire that goes with the Promethean?
Well, Promethean allows you to download it to a PowerPoint slide, and then from PowerPoint you can upgrade it, upload it to Google Slides, and if you click the button that says convert, it will actually convert it so it's more movable. Yep. All right, so eMaze, that might be the only thing that you pay attention to the whole day that we're here, and it might be just what you like, and that's something that you're interested in. It's free. There's also an educational eMaze. Okay, and then you can pay for it. I don't pay for upgrades because that's a waste of time. But I usually just use the free and figure out a way around it. What I'd like you to do is have something like notes or actual paper where I'm going to ask you to watch this quick video. It's about 2 minutes long. And I'm going to ask you to jot down all the things that I show you that you have used already or could at least explain what it does. Okay, so a bunch of images are going to pop up in this video. If you've used it, score. If you at least can explain it, I'll take it. All right? So if you've used it, write it down. If you can explain it, write down the title of it. Everybody understand the instructions? All right. So if you need to take note, what was that big sigh for?
I can't get it to work. But
Okay,
that's okay.
let me help you.
I'll get it.
Actually, I'm going to have volunteer him. He's going to help you while I start it. All right. Is my dress up or is it just this thing hanging? Jeez. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. So here we go. Everybody ready? Everybody ready to take some notes? Here we go. So what you'll see, before I start it, is that I'm still in eMaze. I don't have to go out of this at all. Like, you know when you have a PowerPoint and you want to go to a website? You click on it and it goes out into the web. I'm staying inside of eMaze and it's still working. So I'm just going to make it larger. All right, so if you've used it and you can explain it, write it down. Lockers don't count. Calculators don't count. Up. That doesn't count either. That's Google Docs, in case you don't know what it is. Google Drive. All right, so take a look at your list. I just did a really quick formative assessment. So while you were looking up there, what was I doing? Watching you to see what you put down, right? I didn't see as many heads jotting down, maybe a few of you. I saw some people looking around like, where the hell am I? Like, this is crazy. Okay, so how many of you knew at least 5 things or more? All right, so get out. Everyone else, this will be an effective session. I'm just kidding. This will be an effective session for you. What are some of the ones that we know already? What did you recognize? Explain everything. We did that last year if you were here. What else? What is it? Poll everywhere. Good, we did that last year. Google Docs. We did that 2 years ago. Okay. Animoto we did last year also and the year before. Edpuzzle's new. And Nearpod. So you've used those?
I used it, but we had to do an online class for cyber school.
Uh-huh.
And I had to read about it.
Awesome.
I used Zaption until I found Edpuzzle and I liked it.
And then right, exactly. Although Zaption's now trying to change to Edpuzzle's model. Okay, good. So basically, I'm going to show you most of these tools, and if I don't get to all of them in the time frame, I have tools for you to kind of look them up yourselves. Okay. So what did I use to make this little video? No, this little video, this guy right here. Jody, what did you say? Nope, the other one. Animoto. Animoto is free right now. It's also free, the premium version for educators right now. And you get it for 6 months. And then in 6 months, you can either pay for it or re-up. Okay, well, you're going to re-up and just keep going free. So if you liked that, the way that I used that in my classroom was I would have that playing as students were coming in. So one, I have them engaged from the get-go. I also have them not talking and having conversations without me. And then as soon as the video is over, they knew I would say, okay, what are we going to talk about today? And if that was the video you walked into, what would your answers be? Technology, what else? Apps, I heard it. Websites. So you are all now engaged in what we're going to do. So it was a great way. You can use Animoto. You can actually write words on it. If you have PowerPoint slides, you can download those PowerPoint slides as JPEGs or as images and upload them right to this. And it can run through. So it goes at a pretty quick pace. But it's pretty, I mean, I use it for a lot of stuff. All right. So the thing that I get from a lot of people is, I don't have time. I'm sorry, I don't have time. Well, you know what? We all don't have time. I'm a mom of 2. I'm married. I'm a principal. I own a business on the side. I'm now in my doctoral program here. So therefore, I get busy. Okay, I understand it. I mean, yes, I get busy, but I understand busy. I taught for 18 years, and I understand that this is like, oh, well, I can't do all of that. I'm not asking you to do all of this. Find 1 or 2 things that you really like and make it your own this year. Maybe it's just eMaze, and you're like, oh, I really like this. I've been doing PowerPoints. I'm going to move to eMaze because it's like PowerPoints on crack. It's great. Just upgrade a little bit, okay? Just move it up a notch and see if you can try it. In one of my last sessions, someone said, well, aren't you going to show us how to make all these? No. Okay? If you want to know how to make an eMaze, what should you do? YouTube. Google how to make an eMaze. There are a bazillion videos out there for how to do everything. I never ask anyone anymore, how do I make that? I find out about it, and then I say, Barb, what was that tool you talked about? Right, Barb? And I'll say, what was that tool? Oh, right. Nearpod. Great. Then I go to Google and I say, how do I use Nearpod in my classroom? Because someone has asked it in the past, and so therefore there's a video. I'm telling you there's a video on everything. Pinterest has everything you need. Cats with bread hats. It's all there. Okay? This should look familiar now. Why? It's on, yay! Okay, it's on your screen. So if you go back to that website that I just told you to go to, and you should be on the 2015 tab on the left-hand side. I would suggest that you turn your device horizontally, or hamburger as, elementary says, because it's easier. A lot of the stuff we're going to do today, it makes more sense on a screen that way. Okay, how many of you have ever used Symbaloo? Love, love, love. Okay, so let me ask, in your classrooms, do you ever have kids going to certain websites, or maybe they go to certain websites for a research or for a project? Do you ever have certain websites that they use all the time? What do you have to do when you want a kid to go to a website? How do you get them to type it in? You write it on the board, and they can't read it. I don't read cursive. They type in the wrong thing, and you're like, oh my gosh. So I spend 20 minutes of my time getting you're the biggest group I've had, all of you on the right website, right?
I just email the link.
You can, and that is where Symbaloo will come into it. So Symbaloo is like a home page almost, where you can put tiles that you hit all the time. So in the upper left-hand corner are all the things that we're going to do activity-wise for you. So if you want to see Twitter, click on the picture. It'll take you right to the Twitter. If you want to do Edpuzzle, which we haven't gotten to yet, so don't click that, it'll take you right to the Edpuzzle. If you want to see the entire eMaze that I've created, click on the eMaze. I don't have to now give you all these individual websites. I've compiled them all for you right here. Now I have a personal one where in the top left, it's all the stuff that I hit when I come into school. So I have to open our portal. I have to open our data blender. I have to open our PalxMail. I have to open our CMAP. I have to open, I'm missing one. Oh, Moodle. So these 5 I open up all the time. So instead of having to remember and open tabs and remember all of those websites, I link them once on here. It's almost like a faux single sign-on. I link them on here, and then I just click the button that I need, and it will open for me. So people in the top right will put like CNN, ESPN, all the things they're doing personally, all their social media down here, their Twitter, their Facebook, their Pinterest, and all you have to do is click the buttons. It is as easy as clicking on one of those blank tiles, opening it up, posting the link. The first time you go, it'll ask you for your username and password, and then after that, it'll single sign on for you. Question?
So, like SchoolWire, a place where we have to,
School what?
SchoolWires for our school is like our website.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't know what you're saying. Okay.
Is this something that I would have a link to it, and you would open it up, and then you would be able to see this? And then, like, instead of saying, look, this is where you look at a graphic calculator emulator.
Yes, exactly. So when I did my critical analyses with my students, I really am awkward with this thing hanging off the back of my dress. When I did this with my critical analysis with students, what I would do is I'd have the library website. We used EBSCOhost. We used Wikipedia. Believe it or not, it's the most accurate encyclopedia out there. Believe it or not. We used Citation Machine. We used Noodlebibs. And there's one more. So they always had those. They would come to the Symbaloo and just click. They can log in, they can create their own account, or you can just have the Symbaloo up. okay, on like your portal. So everything that we're going to talk about and then some, because I doubt we get to Raspberry Pi. I don't even have time for that one today. These are all examples. So the top are the actual tools we use. Bottom are the apps. Top right are just some really awesome, cool stuff that you math teachers should know about and love. And then these are all examples, okay? So all you need is this wiki space or this Symbaloo in order to find everything that we've done today.
I don't get like how you get that onto the students.
You give them the link to this Symbaloo. So I usually put it in like a Google shortener. So it's really easy, like, oh, I erased it. Like a Google shortener over there. And then that's the only web address they have to know because I've already done all the hard work for them.
So like if I have, like in my classroom, I don't have a one-to-one, but I have like a stationary that has like 5 laptops.
Yes.
I come in the morning.
Yes.
Turn the laptops on, have them on a page like.
Yes.
So that when I send the kids.
Yes.
They can just do
Exactly. That's awesome. Perfect. Yep. All right, so Symbaloo, pretty awesome. John Trusky followed me on Twitter. Molly Fuller followed me on Twitter. G hyphen followed me on Twitter. All right, look at all that. See, I get all these notifications, and you should get a notification back from me saying thanks for joining my personal learning network. All right, how many of you remember this from last year or 2 years ago? Joe's non-netbook. No? All right, we're going to play just a little bit of it. And I want you to think about the change that we are living.
Joe, what are you doing there?
I don't know.
What's going on?
Well, this is some this is like a foreign tool.
Okay. What was it? You said you were having a problem earlier?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I want to read more about Frederick Douglass, or maybe let's see a larger image. So I double-clicked on the picture, but nothing's happening.
Oh.
And then
Rebecca's
I can't
new.
text 'cause it's kind of small, so
She hasn't seen this before.
preferences so I can make the text bigger, but can't find it.
Laura, you said there was a problem involved?
You can't double click the image because it's not blue highlighted.
Oh.
And the words don't know, they're not blue highlighted.
Well, wait, cotton is king. That's kind of
Yeah, it might be,
What are you doing then? But it's what?
it might be a link, Joe. Click on it.
What's wrong, Joe?
Okay,
There's so many
Joe,
so I'm going to stop there.
I found myself doing that. Like
Right?
look at a picture and you reach for it and you want to enlarge it. You're like, oh.
Exactly. How many of you pinched something and you're like, oh, that's not pinchable? Right? You know what I mean? Or the students who have come up to my room and they would go to scroll on the smartboard. And I'm like, it's not a touch screen, guys. You have to use the pen or the mouse. This is our generation, okay? In 2001, I taught in Lancaster County at Solanco. And I had a student who had vision impairment. When I had to give him the text, what did I have to do?
Enlarge it on the copier.
On the copier, blow it up to like 700 font, and then tape it all together, right? And then roll it up like a scroll. So this kid carried scrolls in 2001 around the school. Do you think he would stick out like a sore thumb? So everyone's like, oh, Barb, she can't see, obviously, because she's carrying these scrolls. So now what can we do?
Give them an iPad.
Give him an iPad, right? My mom has, on her text messaging, I can see her text messaging from here because she blows up her font. It's like 40,000. And I'm like, hey, Mom, so you're texting Dad, huh? Because I can see it from here. She's like, oh, I just can't see. But that's the point. We have to do this so that we can help with, especially our special ed. Do I have any special ed teachers in here? Right? Our special ed students, it is made for special ed students. Okay? The rest of us just benefit from it. Okay? How many of you learned from a book in school? And you graduated, right? Well, maybe the hyphenated kid didn't, but the rest of us, right? Right? His name is longer than any name I've ever seen in my life. And my name is long. Because he stood up here for like 20 minutes with a line behind him, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm still writing my name. It's hyphenated. So,
Kindergarten must have been.
right? When you were in kindergarten, was that like,
Well, I just changed my name a couple years ago.
oh, see?
It's
That,
just Williams.
yeah, exactly.
It's my wife's name.
That's right. When my husband was, when I got married to my husband, I was married before, And when I got married, it was became Testerman, and I was like, high school English, high school students, I'm not going to have him call me Testerman because that'll become all kinds of things. And he was like, you changed your name for the last guy, so you should change your. And I was like, oh gosh. So the kids were like testes and testicles, and, testosterone, anything you could think of. So I went by Mrs. T, and that was way easier.
I might be stronger than I am, so
So anyway, sidebar. That's nice. You're a nice person. Every once in a while. All right. So how many of us, again, learned from a textbook and learned just fine? So I get the argument all the time. Well, it worked for me. Okay? That's great. How many of you would prefer, not everybody yet, how many of you would prefer to just carry around an iPad as opposed to 7 books for class? Right? Kids do too. We all do. We're going to talk a little bit about what school looks like now and how we can change things up. But we have to unlearn what we've learned because the way we've always been doing it is not the way that it has to be done. Because what's the statistic of how many kids, what the job market looks like in the future for our kids? 20 years, I forget what the statistic is, there will be jobs that haven't even been invented yet, and they're the ones our kids are going to be doing. So we have to teach them some skills that will change that up a bit. All right, so here we go. How many of you know someone in your school, don't say if it's you, how many of you know someone in your school whose classroom still looks like the upper left? Okay, raise your hand.
especially in the back.
Okay. Look around everybody, look around. Is there anyone who doesn't know of one teacher in their entire school that has a classroom like this? All right.
Looks like that when we test.
Well, that's different. I'm just saying there are other people. You would never just have your desks in rows and have the teacher at the front, right? So I want you to just think about this a minute. Look at the picture on the right. We'll come back to it. Grab your device. And what I'd like you to do is go to nearpod.com. Okay?
We just go to our app if we have it.
If you have the app, yes, even better. Oh, I closed it? What's that? Well, that's actually the link to it. So you could actually go right back to my Symbaloo. I didn't realize I closed it. Yep, Nearpod. I didn't mean to close it, so I have to log back in. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I'm so glad you said that. If you are on the iMac public web address, get off that. Go onto the MacNet in this room. It doesn't kick you off. And you can download from the iTunes.
Is it just this room?
Some of them. All right. Once you are at nearpod.com, so all you have to do is go back to my Symbaloo, click on that Nearpod. Oh, you guys are all going to MacNet? That's okay, right here. Yep. So turn your device sideways. Unless you have the app, you're fine. Okay.
We have to do a teacher sign up.
Nope. So just get there. Once I get everybody there, then I'll tell you where to go from here. All right, so you should see a red button that says teacher sign up, and below that says, I'm a student. You today are my student. I am the teacher, so click on I'm a student.
This is where you're taking me over.
It is exactly where I'm taking you over. When you click on I'm a student, except for you, you should see in the top right a button or a blank that says, I don't know, enter PIN or something like that, and then there's an orange arrow, right? Do not hit return. Type the PIN in and hit the arrow. So you'll just type the PIN and hit the arrow. So the PIN's right there, RZGXC. Yep, you're right. Click on I'm a student.
But then doing something weird.
Nope, you're right. And then right here.
Oh, okay.
Nope. If you just put that code, if you're in the right spot, you should see a road with the big words travel. Okay? Everybody there?
I know.
And then hit the arrow. Yep, don't hit enter. Correct. And then, oh, hit OK again. Wait, RZ. That's all right. RZG. XC, yep. There you go. All right, so now I can see from back here if you're in the right spot. Right? We're waiting on one more. Oh, he's downloading it. Yep. Do you have Nearpod open?
Yeah, I'm good.
Score. All right, here we go. What I'd like to show you, take a look at your screen. Don't look up here, because this is the teacher version. You're seeing what I see as a teacher. Look at your screen. I've just taken over your device. What I'd like you to do is put in your name in the top, and then where it says optional, put that you guys are Math High 1. Are you guys 1? Yeah. So put Math High 1 in the optional spot. And then hit send. Yo, I would just do like one letter hyphen the next letter.
It automatically came up.
Because you're already, yeah. All right, so I have Amy, Ange, Ann, Barb, Ephraim. Did I get it right that time?
Yeah, you nailed it.
Cool. Greg, hyphen, Jody, Julianne. This is what I see as a teacher. I know that you're in as soon as you put your information in and send it.
Yeah, you are.
Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Who else? Are you on? Okay, so I have 17 green people in the upper left as the teacher. If I click on this, it tells me all of your names. So Ephraim, do me a favor. Don't close the window. I mean, don't close the device. Just open up a new window up in your apps, in your whatever, on site. So where are you on the app?
Yeah, I'm on the
Oh, you're on the app. Oh, just add a new one. And go to like Google. You can do this two ways. This is a live version of Nearpod, and then there's also a homework version of Nearpod. So you can create it all, put it online for the students, and then they can work through it themselves. So as he's playing around and going to Google or whatever, eventually it will let me know, eventually, it takes a little while, it will let me know that he has gone off. Where is he? Still saying he's on there. Oh, what wireless are you on?
What name did you enter?
Yeah. What name did you enter? Carlos. Okay, so there we go. See how it's red? Let's see if Carlos is not on. Oh, Barb. Barb went off. Carlos is still on there. Maybe he took her over. That's all right. It'll come back on. It'll let me. Normally, in a regular school that has a Wi-Fi that's working, if you don't have one, that's fine. This will allow me to go through. So everyone should just come back to Nearpod. So if you went away, just come back to Nearpod. What I'm asking you to do is to get a picture of your school, put it on here, and tell me what you do there. There are 3 ways to do it. Okay? If you already have a picture of your school in your camera roll, you just have to upload. Okay? If you don't, you can go out to the web, find a picture, save it to your camera roll, and then come back. Or, right in this document, there is down on the left, there's a little picture of a photo, right? Click that picture of the photo. It should say Browse My Files or Google, right? So click on Google if you don't already have the picture, and then type your school there and say Images.
So I need to go to Google.
Yeah, actually, if you click here.
This here?
This one, yep.
I'm sorry.
Nope, that's fine.
I don't know.
Is it going? Let me see. There we go. So go to Google. Type in the name of your school right here and hit the arrow. So you're going to click on this picture here. Click on Google. Type in the name of your school and Images. And then hit the arrow to the right to search. And now find, you can use your picture of your school, you can do a mascot, you can do the logo, I don't care. And then, oh look, Julianne, where's Julianne? You're my advanced student. You can always go back and redo it. If you're in the app, it's much easier to do it. That's okay. So you can actually go back, delete that one and do another one if you wanted. If you do, yeah, you got it.
So mine is in Clack Summit.
So which one's a picture? Is this it? Is this your logo?
I really can't tell.
Let's see if I can make it bigger. There we go.
That looks like that one.
Okay, so click that. And now you can change the size of it if you want, or you can just leave it there. And then you're going to click on the text, and then type right in here what you do there.
So what if we didn't follow directions and forgot to write the text in?
So then what you actually can do, and I found this out in my last session, which I didn't know, you can hit the back arrow at the left, top left.
Okay. Go
It
back.
might kick you out. If it does, it's okay. If it kicks you out, just put the code back in, and it'll bring you right back into where we are. So it's no big deal.
Yeah, it does.
Kicked you out?
Yeah.
Yep, just put the code right back in, RZGXC.
How do I erase?
Does it have to be a picture of our building?
What is it?
No, it could be your, where's your, can we turn this off a second?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's easier for me to type. That's why I do it.
Where's your,
I don't know. That's why.
there we go. There it is. So this guy right here is an eraser. Make it larger. And then you can just erase it this way with your finger.
But how do you type then? 'Cause
So then you just click T, and you move this guy around so you can see it. And then you just start to type. So you can turn that back on if you want. All right. So math teachers, this would be wonderful to have kids doing work and have it showing their work right on here. They can draw with their fingers. Pretty much Wolfram Alpha tells you every answer to every math problem you've ever wanted, so you could use that. All right, so even if you're not finished, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just throw something up there and hit send. Okay? So here I can see, basically I'd walk around and I'd say, okay, I need Linda and Rebecca and Nathan. I'd walk around to them individually and say, hey, I need you guys to be, you haven't finished, you haven't sent. And then once we've all sent, I'm going to go to Molly's, take a look at your screen. I have now shared Molly's screen with you. That's okay if you're not finished yet, Rebecca, that's fine.
How do I get this now?
I took over. Okay, so this one? So there you go, everybody. Take a look. You got to read the fine print. It's on your screen now. It should be on your screen, isn't it? Yeah. Yep, Jody. It's gone now. It doesn't matter. I'm cutting you guys off right now because we're not going to have enough time.
But it should be there, Jody. Oh, yours is awaiting.
Right. So you didn't actually get yours in time. I cut it off. So normally I count down and I'll say to the kids, okay, you have 10 seconds left. Whatever you have done, hit send. 10, 9, 8. Nope, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm not grading you on your entry. It's all right. Don't worry about it. All right, next one. Here's one where I'm going to give you 1 minute. 1 minute to draw. And I don't care what your drawing abilities are. You're going to use your finger or a stylus, and I want you to draw a picture of the traditional classroom. And you have 1 minute. Go. Exit and log back in. So you can actually click here. Yeah, you can actually draw with the, so you could click and draw down, and it will allow you to make drawings with that. It's not as easy with the, obviously with the computer. You're down to 30 seconds. Don't worry about colors. And then send. Oh, you have that's the best stylus ever.
I didn't get to use it.
Go for it. Keep going.
Classroom?
Yeah, traditional classroom. What's it look like? You're down to, what is it, 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit a send. Hit send. It's okay if it's not finished, because these are perfect. What we have up here is perfect for what I want to do. Are we waiting on everybody hit send? Almost. Help. Who's that? It's all right. We got it. You did. All right. Who's this? Mike.
I just sent it, but it kicked me out.
Oh, all right. just want to make sure. So what do we notice?
Teacher up front,
Teacher up front
watching.
and people watching, right? Sage on the stage, they all look the same, except for this one. Yeah, it's just a small, I think it's a smaller version of it, right?
That's my teacher.
This is your teacher?
My stick man.
Okay. I wasn't sure if these were like the,
They're my chairs.
it looks like the Hanukkah dreidel symbol, doesn't it?
That's my chair.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Think about this picture. Think about your classroom.
If you have your volume up on your device, you're going to hear me also. Hear it? So this is how you can get away with doing it as a homework assignment. You can actually record your voice on top of it and then have students working through it that way. So I just took a picture and recorded my voice on it. All right.
Now take a minute and look at this picture. I'd like you to relate this picture to the one you saw in the last slide.
Sorry, my husband's texting me. All right, here we go. I want 1 or 2 words. That's it, 1 or 2 words. On your device, write 1 or 2 words, how those 2 pictures correlate. Okay, what do you notice? Because the first was a classroom. What was the second one? The factory, right? What were they making? Did anybody catch that? Cigar factory. No interaction, good.
How do you type like, what's it gonna?
So you have to actually type. So this one's the typing. Working individually, preparing for a factory job. School seating, like work seating. Who's this? You are not Mikey. You're as bad as Carlos up here. What's that? I'm sorry.
Well, the work seats, they were facing each other.
Oh, they were. They were facing each other. At least in the work area. I don't think they were talking, but. Okay, so these are pretty similar. Rose, working alone. Nathan. Oh, I was like, really? That is not the answer I was expecting. All right, so hit send. Everybody have one? Not yet? Structured, not one, looks like a factory setting. Boring, no interactions, good. Students were in rows facing the same direction. Working, we're working alone. All right, here are 4 spaces. Take your finger and just scroll up on the picture. And there are 4 different spaces here. I want you to just take a look at these spaces. And tell me, you just click on, if you click on 1, 2, 3, 4, it'll scroll for you. You can click on the different ones, and I want you to think of 1 word, maybe 2, that come to mind when you see these spaces. 1 word, maybe 2.
What was that movie where there were Google interns?
The intern.
The intern? Okay, everybody see them? Everybody get a chance to look at a few of them. All right, here we go. I'm taking your screen. Jot down a few words. You can actually click on the picture in the upper left-hand corner if you want to see it again. And it'll make it a larger image for you, and then you can click on it and it'll go away. So give me a word or 2, what those spaces say to you. And then, of course, my second question is, or my third question, where are these? What buildings? Google's one. Apple's the other. So I pulled these off of their websites. All right, if you could work in those spaces as opposed to the first spaces, would you? Some of you will say no, but that's okay. How many of you would actually work in one of those spaces as opposed to rows in a classroom? Okay, quite a few of you. So why do we set kids up in rows? Right? Why do we not allow talking? Why do we not allow, and this is, I'm generalizing, I'm not saying this is you, okay, because you're all wonderful and you all do it the best way for your kids. I have the amazing luxury right now at the school where I am, where we have no bells, we have no attendance. Kids have independent study, they do like a genius hour, they kind of come and go, they roam. High school students are on site Monday, Wednesday, every other Friday, and they're cyber the other days. And then middle school students are on site Tuesday, Thursday, every other Friday, and they're cyber the other days. So I have kids all day long in Westchester. I have kids all day long, so as a principal, I see kids. It's just, some days it's middle school, some days it's high school, and then they're on off-site the other days. It's called University Scholars. It's a gifted and highly motivated program in Westchester. The other part of the school is PA Leadership, which is a cyber school, completely online. And this one is a hybrid. We also have the Center for Performing and Fine Arts. So if you have kids who are interested in art and dance and guitar and all that, that's our other hybrid school as well. So I know I'm spoiled. I have a super luxury. So we must unlearn what we've learned, right, Yoda? We have to think about things in a different way nowadays. So I'm going to check up here and see. You're almost all on. We're not going to do that one. I'm getting out of this one. The last one, you should just see, like, click here for a website. You don't have to worry about clicking there. It's just going to take you to my Twitter account. All right, how many of you like Nearpod? Right? Pretty awesome. Go back to my Symbaloo. Just close out a Nearpod and go back to my Symbaloo. What time is this session over? I was like, really? That seems really long. I get what you're saying. Okay. What time is it actually over? 2:45. Okay, I thought it was somewhere around there. All right. All right, so what I'd like you to do, I have to clear the last ones really quickly. How many of you have used Poll Everywhere? Okay. How many of you have used Poll Everywhere like this? All right. Again, get out. Hyphen, what are you doing here? You should teach this. Next time. We'll work together. All right. Tweet me. All right. Okay. Oh, that's right. Hyphen's on there. All right. So if you go to pollev.com/Mrs. Testerman, or on the Symbaloo page, it should be the last one in the top left. The black one, top left, 1, 2, 3, 4 over. Top row, fourth one over from the left. Yeah. Yep. So this should take you, you should see the same image, right? Everybody see it? So Poll Everywhere, if you haven't used it, I use it a lot for formative assessment, ticket out the door, that kind of stuff. It'll allow you to do a quick check, multiple choice, word cloud, all that jazz. But it also allows you to make a picture and then add touch points to the picture. So I made this on Canva. Canva is a free site. If you can pay for stuff, but I don't. Canva is a free site that allows you to make really pretty pictures, basically. That's what it is. And so I just grabbed all these images and put them together and put the shape, and then I uploaded it to Poll Everywhere. And then what I did was I put the touch point in a square right around each one of these things. And the question I have for you is, what 3 tools would you like to know more about for online engagement? And all you have to do, you only get 3 attempts, and we might actually, with this group, we might blow out of that. You might get blocked out. Is just touch the 3 that you'd like to know more about. Just touch them. What's that? Mrs. Testerman. All one word, no dots, no spaces. All right, so just touch 3. And as a teacher, I can just take a look and it'll show me the touch points. So I can really quickly gauge how the class is going or what's going on. And I can see, wow, we have a lot on Smore, Padlet, ThingLink, and Edpuzzle. Awesome, because I'm going to touch on all those except for Smore. I'll actually talk about that one. I have an example for you, though. Padlet, Edpuzzle. Oh, EdShelf. Has anyone used EdShelf? Okay. EdShelf is sort of a combo Symbaloo teacher rating for apps. EdShelf.com is free. It's for teachers. You can go in and search any app, any web device, any online tool, any platform, iOS, Android, Chromebook, whatever your filter area is, and then you can say, I need math apps on the Chromebook, or math devices on the Chromebook, and you can filter all that for you. And it's teachers who have put it together. So it'll have like a video, how it works. It'll have a rating system, how easy it is to use, how kids like it, and then like a star system. And then it'll have the link right to the device itself, so if you want to shoot out to it. It almost went down back in April, and then they put together a, what were you guys just talking about? People raising money. What's the other one? No. Kickstarter. They did a Kickstarter program in order to raise enough money to keep it on, and now it's just full force. So I think it'll be around forever. It's a great tool to use. Let's see, Canva I already talked about. ThingLink, I'm going to actually do some examples. Edpuzzle I am, Padlet I am. PictoChart. A few of you chose PictoChart, especially math teachers. It allows you to make infographics and charts. It's just like infographic, but PictoChart allows you to make really pretty pictures. Graphs, pie graphs, bar graphs, whatever you need. Zaption and Edpuzzle, I'll give you an example. S'more, I have an example of S'more, but S'more is just also a nice place to put pretty, it's a good place to store all of your information, like a wiki space, but it's prettier. So if you are looking for a place to house like all your class information and give them links and parent information, whatever, our school uses S'mores for everything. And one of the ways that we do it is our teachers do a Digi Day every Tuesday. A different teacher teaches a different tech tool, and we record it in a virtual classroom. So she'll record one and it's on PictoChart. She'll record one and it's on Poll Everywhere. She'll record one and it's on whatever. And then we store all those links to the virtual classrooms. We record them and we store them on a S'more and just shoot the S'more out. So if you weren't able to attend one or Barb did one and you're like, oh, that was great, I didn't need to rewind it and watch it again, you have access to all of that. I'll give you all, I have all of those on my Twitter account. Every single one's on there. Have you had these guys yet?
Yeah, well, this is the conversation we had, and people, so you can talk about that. How I said we had to lock it down, but you know what they said to me? Casey was there, and the class of Casey was there. She said, so if we give you a social studies book and somebody hits you in the head, are you going to lock them out of the social studies book?
I took my principal to a Twitter class with me, and he still...
Hurts my heart. Basically, what we teach kids to do is go find it somewhere else or hack it. And that's what all my kids do, so we just leave it open. So it's just much easier. All right, so that is Poll Everywhere. This is, you might not use this. I'll just show you it because it's kind of cool and fun. How many of you would love to have a TV studio in your classroom for kids to make videos? Well, you do. All you need is your iPad, this app, and you know that green paper that you put on the bulletin boards? Put 3 rows of it on your wall. One wall somewhere, doesn't matter. All you need is green screen. Don't let the kids wear green shirts because then you have floating heads, okay? This is my daughter. This is a ghetto version. I just wanted to show you how it works. It's called DoInk. $2.99 for the app. $4.99 if you want to bundle it with animation, which makes it way better. But this is my daughter. She's on Mars. I just superimposed the Mars background on my son. It's my son's wall in his bedroom is green, so that's how I used it. And she put on his Star Wars helmet. She talks about turbulence. She's a nutball, so I'll just play it for you so you can see how it works. So she's 9, well she's 8, she just turned 9. She just loves this. She made 1 million videos. She like green screened her American Girl dolls and has them doing all kinds of stuff. So give this to kids and they will make the most amazing things for you. Have them teach math concepts. They'll do it in a Star Wars helmet on Mars. For hours they'll make them for you and you didn't have to make them at all. I saw someone reading my favorite book. Was that anyone in here? Never Work Harder Than Your Students? Best book ever. It's fabulous. And it's about, why wouldn't I let the kids make the videos for me? MathTrain.tv, I showed you guys that last year if you were here. MathTrain.tv is a school out in California that just started having kids create the math tutorials. If you're going to flip your classroom, One, why would you reinvent the wheel when there's already videos out there? Khan Academy, MathTrain.tv, they're already made for you. And guess what? Those kids will spend hours redoing them, making them perfect. I don't have that kind of time. And what do I give them? Oh, I'm going to give you 5 points extra credit. Score! 5 points extra credit for 17 hours? Done. I'll give you 10 points extra credit, whatever. But they'll do it for free. And then I just post it on a s'more, and then they can work through it and review. This is also a way for your really quiet kids to stand out. So I had a student at Coatesville. I was teaching 11th grade, 10th grade at that time, and they had to do a song with vocab words, put it all together. And she was a kid who was real quiet, didn't participate a lot, and she comes in with a CD for the project, turns it in, we play it. She has a full-on recording studio in her basement. Her dad and her record songs. And so all of a sudden we have this song she wrote the music, she wrote the lyrics, she's rapping, she's singing, and I never would have known it. And then the kids, of course, wanted to all be her partner later, but it opened up the door for her. It just made it a little different. This is Chatterpix, very childish, but I did a lot of this with my high schoolers because they'd be like, oh, Ms. Testerman, you're so dumb. Oh, can we play it again? Like, okay, that's fine, it's high school, whatever. Chatterpix by Duck Duck Moose, this is free. All you do is take a picture of something. It could be anything. Usually you do a face. So I would do this with like Abraham Lincoln to introduce reading of the Emancipation Proclamation. And all you do is you cut across where the mouth is with a line, you draw a line, and then it does this. My daughter made this one too, so just my disclaimer. Okay, so it's super easy. It's 30 seconds. If you're doing online and hybrid or online learning and you just want a quick way to grab kids' attention, you can do an avatar. You can do Voki. Voki is another one. iFunface is another one. Voki was always how I did a lot, like Frankenstein. When I taught Frankenstein, there was a Frankenstein Voki. And so I'd have Frankenstein read like the first paragraph of the introduction of each chapter. And it was basically, it was me reading it on a recording, and then I would have it transferred to a Voki, and then it would be this lovely English voice. Or you can copy and paste it. All right, how many of you are doing flipped learning, or at least hybrid in your classroom? Okay, you're gonna love this. This is Edpuzzle. Zaption is sort of the same thing. Edpuzzle allows you to upload a video from YouTube into Edpuzzle, and then add question stop checks as you go and watch the video. You can't fast forward until you've answered the question. Once you've watched the whole video, then you can fast forward whenever you want. All right, so this is a quick physics video that I found. This is a terrible rendition, but I should have.
So basically, what the heck is physics? Well, the formal definition is the branch of science that deals with matter, energy, motion, and force.
So it stops. Okay, so what's the definition of physics? Matter, energy, motion, force. So if you forgot that, you can click refresh or rewatch and watch that part again. And then you can answer the question, and then you hit continue. You can leave it blank. Okay, you can skip it. They get a 0. And then at the end, you have analytics that you can look through. So kids will have some accountability after they've watched it. Now you can see I've only watched this video here up until a certain point, and I can't, let's see, see that lock? I can't go past that, okay? But I can, okay. Hold on, I want you to hear his definition of speed.
Well, for those of you who are addicted to drugs out there, you know that speed
Right.
is a drug. But that's not the kind of speed we're talking about.
Because you know all those physics guys watching videos on speed.
Over time.
So the first one was a typed answer. You can also do a multiple choice, and there's one more. What's the third you can do? Checklist, thank you, that's the other one. So you can see the questions at the top, speed equals what? Distance in time, distance over time. I can't change that answer. I've already done it once. So once I do it and submit it, I have to keep going, so then I can continue and watch the rest of the videos. Goes to my account. Mm-hmm. You make classes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can you set it up that they can't continue forward until they get the question?
Nope. You can always just skip it and make it 0. Like they would just get it wrong.
But I would be able to see
That they did that.
that that's what they did.
Yep. So the concern I always hear with flipped learning is, well, how do I know they've watched the video at home? Well, here you go. Put some stop checks in the middle of it. Okay? Did I just answer that question? Is that what you said, Jody? Yeah. There's lots of these tools out there. We just don't know about them yet. How many of you have used ThingLink? Okay. ThingLink. ThingLink is a tool. Basically what this is, again, this was made like with Canva, a pretty picture maker. You upload the pretty picture to ThingLink. I did this actually for one of my doctoral programs. We had to create a handout on special ed and on the learning disability that I was studying. So I created the whole picture, and then I made touch points all over the picture that would take you to certain websites, that had me talking, that had different descriptions. So instead of just doing the boring old research paper, you could do something like this. So right now it just looks like a pretty picture, right? Once I hover, now it becomes interactive. So if you want to hear a jaguar, okay, you could use this as a review. So you could have different videos. One of the best examples I've seen is the periodic table, right? And each of the elements has its own video as a touch point. So if you need to review back on the elements, you just hover over it and find the information. The other great thing about this is you can marry it with Google Docs and Google Forms. So right here, the kids are not leaving this ThingLink, and they're able to put the form in as formative assessment for this exit ticket right here. So I put my name, I put the class, and then I answer, decomposer, is an orchid a consumer, a producer, or a decomposer? So I just check the button, check, check, and then I move down and I hit continue and I go on to the next one. I'm not leaving ThingLink. So a lot of times we send kids all over. This is a way to consolidate it and keep it right here. Again, you can have them working on this. I love this, having the student tasks at the bottom, instead of just sending them out to all these random touch points. Here's the essential question. Here's the video they have to watch, maybe with an explanation of what they have to do. This is an Explore for ThingLink, but you can maybe have something about the rainforest, the exit ticket. Here, this links right to Google Slides, so they're doing the group project. And then this is just more information if you want to contact the lady who made this, more information about it. Here's one for NASA. ThingLink again. And these have all touch points all over them. And you can make these things with various tools. Audio Boom is a way to make an audio file. You can use Explain Everything to make an audio file. If you have a MacBook, you can just use QuickTime. That's how I make all my stuff. It's through QuickTime. Snagit, or what other stuff do you guys use now? Jing, right? If you have PC and you don't have Mac, so you can use Jing. So there's lots of tools and ways to get around this so that you can engage kids online. All right, we're going to skip that because we're going to run out of time for now. We may come back to it. Oh, all right. So how many of you have used TAC? Has anyone used TAC? Okay, TAC is like an online bulletin board. Okay. Again, what I like about eMaze is if you look up here, this is an embedded website and it's movable. So I can actually scroll down to everything that's on this TAC site. Okay. And what I'd like you to do right now is I'm going to have you go to this website, remind2, the number 2, .me. Remind, so go to a web address, go to remind2, the number, .me. Oh, it's nice to sit down. And I have to put this one on my Symbaloo. I haven't put it on there, so I'll add it at the end of the week. If you're in the right spot, you should see this big orange bar across the top. And I'd like you to keep the date so you remember when this came. But I'd like you to just do like an underscore, and in the subject add like NASA, PA3, or Goddard, or Immaculata, whatever you would remember that it came from this session or this week. And I would strongly suggest you use your home email because your school email will probably block it. So what we have, our English teacher, our 9th grade English teacher uses this. And she tells all of her 9th grade students at the end of the year to write a remind to me letter to themselves as seniors and have it delivered when they graduate. You have to keep the same email address, obviously. But this is, I had my own 2 children do this as well, send themselves a letter to themselves in the future. I'm going to have you right now send a letter to yourself. So everybody in the message part? All right, you're going to start with Dear Awesome. Because when you read that, you're going to be like, oh, giggle, that was fun. Okay, so Dear Awesome, comma. I learned about this great tool, blank. Whatever tool you liked the best here. You could put 2 or 3 or just 1, whatever. I learned about this great tool. Which is the tool you liked the best? And if you don't remember, just let me know. I can help you remember the name of it.
And you're not writing your notebook down, are you?
No.
No way. She is advanced from that. I see her taking notes. She's going to get rid of that. All right, everybody remember what they want, or 1 or 2 things? All right. So you're going to say, I don't know how I said it. I learned about this great tool, blank. Thank you. I hope I spent some time working on this over the summer for my current school year. And then add something like, if I did, I'm awesome. If I didn't, womp womp. I stink or whatever. And then I would add, if this worked, I'm going to tweet Casey that it worked. And you can put at Casey Testerman so you don't forget. And then the date I want you to send it to yourself is the first day of this school year's PD. So our school is August 18th. That's when our teachers have to be on site for the first day of professional development. So whatever date is your first day of PD. Is anybody in that, like, I start September people? Yeah? You're one of those?
Well, yeah, but we don't have any holidays.
Right, exactly. All right, yeah, me too. Don't check that box. You can publish my message. You don't want them to publish it. They have a website with all the messages that anyone's ever sent for the future. Don't do that. That's dumb. If you want to, I take that back. It might not be dumb. You might really want to do that. I wouldn't do that. And then just hit send and send it to yourself. It will go right back to the regular screen so it looks like you haven't sent it to yourself. So don't send it 25 times.
So save and remind me.
Save and remind. Yep. Save and remind me. And then it'll send it. All right? Hopefully this works. Who knows? It might also get stuck in your spam filter. So look, take a look at it. This is so that, we're overwhelmed. You guys have been here. You'll be here this whole week. Your brain's already on fry. As the summer is winding down, because you guys are going back to school really soon. Sorry to burst your bubble, but you are. One of the things that, I always try to say, there's one thing I want to do, one thing I want to look at, one thing I want to try in my classroom and focus on that. So hopefully you'll get this reminder if you didn't do that, that you want, oh right, I wanted to work on Edpuzzle or something like that. That's right, that's the one I want to do. How many of you have used Padlet? Padlet? No? Okay, Padlet, I saw Steve's hand. Padlet is like an online bulletin board that's instantaneous. So if you go to my Wikispace again, go back to my Symbaloo, and click on the pink and green paper origami crane. Should be in the upper left somewhere. All right. Pink and green origami crane. It's in the upper left, right next to Edpuzzle. Okay. It should take you, and it'll stay within the frame. It should take you right to a Padlet. So this is another way. Yep, it should look like this. It just may be a different condensed form. This is another way that it's a little more difficult on the iPad, I get that. On your MacBook, on your computer, it's easier. But you might be able to double click a blank spot, and it should open up a box that you can just start typing in on it. This is a great way to store resources or give formative assessment. We had an art teacher use this for students who were posting like artwork that they were doing. They would just post a link to the artwork that they were doing, and then everyone could share. It was almost like her own little museum. We also had kids using this in inappropriate ways. Because if you scroll, and you keep scrolling to the far bottom right, far right corner, nobody really sees it. But we found it anyway. So we had kids who were posting pictures of themselves. Had to go to the authorities. So yes, you're going to get it, because they're going to push the limit. They're kids. You just have to teach them acceptable use. And so that's Padlet.
So on here, I should be able to.
You should. It's really difficult on the iPad.
But otherwise, we just click.
Yeah, normally you just click on it. So I'll show you when I can click up here. So if I just it opens up something where I can title it. I can leave a memo, a video. I can attach something, take a picture, and I can also put an attachment on here. This is a way, one of our English teachers uses this for peer review. So students will attach their papers up here and they just look at it and review it. You can also, Google Doc is the best thing for that. But that's Padlet, and that's free as well. There are tons of ways to use Padlet. Question?
So I think my co-teacher and I used it this year. He led it, but he posed a question about something and had the kids kind of type their response.
Yes.
And then kids weren't, like, it was like, how do you calculate the slope between this point and this point? So the kids could kind of, and that way other kids could see
Yep.
if they weren't quite sure what to do.
Yep.
So it was more for,
A quick formative assessment.
well, it was actually more just to remind the kids as they were getting ready to do some extra, practice with it. If they weren't quite sure, they could go to the Padlet and look it up.
We use this a lot, so we'll have the video. We'll use Moodle, and so we post the video that they're supposed to learn from, and then before it and after it, they have a Padlet. The before Padlet is an activating strategy, and then the after Padlet is a summarization Padlet. And so the kids just are able to see, like you said, they can jump off of each other's ideas. That you have that one kid who just doesn't have the right answer, but if I see what Ann put and Rebecca put, I might be able to formulate something from that, and it helps me use that strategy, that knowledge. All right. Any questions? We're actually finished a little early because I jumped away from something. So this is my daughter's video. This is a solar energy example. It's a stop motion video that a student made. You can use that for giving projects and doing projects. This is an iBook that an elementary class did. iBooks are great. How many of you have to teach algebra or the testable, Keystone dreaded testable, right? Write this down because you're going to love it. Go into iTunes U, which is the iTunes University, where they have all those books. And you want to search string theory, which is all one word, string theory schools. They have worked with Apple and PDE to create biology, Keystone, and English, well, actually all of their courses, but those three specifically are already created in iBooks where you have all of the content you need. Students can review videos. They can turn work in and you can grade it all through iBooks. So through iTunes U. Check out String Theory Schools and their Algebra 1 course. It's pretty legit. Not everything's perfect, but of course it gives you some idea. So if you go to iTunes U, you can also become a course manager and create your own courses here. So if you really are going hybrid, our math teachers at my school have their courses in iTunes U. And so the kids bring their iPads. We're one-to-one with iPads. They bring their iPads. The teacher has the work there. It's already ready for them. They work through it on their personal learning paths. I have a 7th grader that next year will be taking calculus because he already taught himself Algebra 1 and he passed the Keystones, and he already taught himself Algebra 2 in the Johns Hopkins site, and he did pre-calc this year. So next year he's doing calculus. And this is, again, the luxury of my school. I know, I understand. We had 4 seniors who graduated with 21 credits in college already to start the year, because their personal learning paths allow them to kind of veer where other kids, normally wouldn't. Like you have that set Algebra 1, Algebra 2, geometry, whatever you guys take at your school. But this allows for these individual paths that kids can kind of walk down and meander and find out where, like what they really need and how they truly need to use it. So if you haven't checked out iTunes U, really, the best place to do it is on your iPad because it works there. I think the rest of those we've gone over. Raspberry Pi. Has anyone heard of Raspberry Pi? Oh, it's great. Raspberry Pi is a credit card sized computer for $35. Teaches coding. You can attach a monitor to it. You can attach a keyboard to it. Kids learn to code. I watched an awesome conference. I was at a conference with people from Raspberry Pi, and what they did was, this balloon project that Dave was talking about? They attached it to a balloon, sent it up into the air, and it tracked all the data for them and sent it back, and the kids had coded it, and it had a camera that they attached to it. It's $35, and it's over in Cambridge in England. There's the little link on Symbaloo. What is Raspberry Pi? It has a little video to explain what it is. And then the one to the left of that, it's just like it. It's not Raspberry Pi, but it's like Raspberry Pi. And so if you click on this one, Arduino is also, so this is basically what Raspberry Pi looks like. Little credit card. This is a whole computer right here. And so you can buy them and then use them in your classrooms. If you do a coding class, for $35, you can't beat it. It's really awesome. Obviously, they're overseas, so you have to buy them. They only talk in pounds. How many of you use, that's not the one. How many of you use, oh, here's an example of what I was saying. Snappy schooling, here's a s'more. So here are our sessions for differentiated PD. This teacher's teaching about Screencast-O-Matic. Here's her virtual classroom. This one talked about Zaption. This is his virtual classroom. This one is VoiceThread, hers, and so on and so forth. Kahoot, GarageBand. This is a place where we've stored this, and all of our teachers have access to it, and they can go back and watch these videos at will to learn how to do things. And there was one I was going to tell you. Where is it? Oh, it's in my emails. Here we go. Sorry. So if I go to the last page, I think, don't look if you get car sick. Nope, it's not there. Where's my going digital? All right. I must have closed it. I'll add it too. If you're interested in using, if you're a GAF school, Google for Education at your school, if you're interested in using it, I have a teacher who made a going digital, and it talks about Google, Doctopus, Kaizena. So this is ways for students to turn in work through Google Drive, for you to push out work to their specific classes and not to other classes, and then for them to turn work back into you, and for a way for you to grade it directly through Google. So there are lots of options out there. If you have, does anyone not have Google open at their school? Like it's blocked? Oh, okay. So it might be pretty helpful. I'll add it on here too for you to take a look at as well. It's really easy. All I do is see where it says add new tile. I just find the link and click add new tile. That's it. I have to remember what her site is. She did it on ThingLink. So if I go to ThingLink and I search. All right, so I'll log in. I have to probably log in. Whoops. Gosh, Testerman, where am I? So if I search going digital, that's not hers. Let me search Courtney. Here it is. So basically this is a ThingLink. that you can, it'll talk about like start here, has the QR code. This is the portfolio that she uses. This is a s'more. So here's her portfolio, why to go digital, how to go digital. And then, why am I in this jumbo screen? And why can't I get out of it? What did I hit? Holy smack, there we go. And then as you work through, so she talks about using Google Docs first. I want to stop, hide. And then how you can have students store their information. And then Doctopus is the one that you can use for scaffolding and managing folders and documents to send out to kids. And then Kaizena is one for the grading and add-ons for student work. Google Slides she talks about. She has some other stuff down here that you can use. This is all information, you know. So I'll actually link it right now for you. So if I copy that and I go to Symbaloo and I add it right here, create a tile, put the link, and save. So once you refresh, it should take you to it. Let me edit that so you can see what it is. Show the text. Save. So going to, if you refresh, it should show that. Okay, so is it there? You might have to refresh a few times. All right, so any questions? Because we are finished, I think. Questions? Yeah, Jody.
The same one I say every year.
What? I don't have this stuff at, oh.
No, I have all of this. I get all of these ideas that like is the most excited I get all week long because I know how to do that.
Mm-hmm,
So then
correct.
I'm like super excited here we need more Casey work. I think it's in the hallway.
You did say it. Yep.
So how do we get that?
So honestly, I think that what has to happen is, I mean, that's something if you really keep asking for it. But the other one he hasn't had me do a lot is using, when they like go out to your schools and stuff, that might be something that you suggest.
Did you ever hear of Edgespire?
Uh-huh.
They're great. I've been taking their classes all summer. They're great.
Did you do the iPad one? I have a friend who teaches that one.
September.
Who is it? Do you know who it's with?
It's in Halifax.
Okay, he travels around. He does the iPad one. And you get a free iPad that way if you sign up for the credit
I did
one.
the Chromebook and GoPro already. So.
Yeah.
What's he talking about?
Eduspire. Fred Griffiths out in Warwick does a lot of those. And
And Jason Suter. And
yep, and Jim Gates. So follow him on Twitter. Yeah, he's good. Greg McGuff is another one to follow on Twitter. He's awesome.